reconciliation, we have Joie Ha with us, the Executive Director at Colorado Asian Pacific United, who will be sharing some ongoing CAPU initiatives. As the daughter of refugees, Joie Ha has always endeavored to do more good for more people. An activist, anthropologist, and artist, she has over 15 years of experience in grassroots activism locally and globally. In her community, she serves as a founder and the executive director of Colorado Asian Pacific United, which has been the leading organization preserving and platforming Denver's historic Chinatown history, among several other suppressed narratives from AANHPI communities. Under her leadership, CAPU is spearheading the effort to create the first and only Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander culture, arts, and history museum in the Rocky Mountain region. So please join me in welcoming Joie.
Hi, can everyone hear me okay? All right. Well, thanks so much, Angela, for having me today. This is the first time I got to see the piece in person, so I was really excited to see it and see that, you know, the work that we've been doing has grown beyond just Colorado. Like Angela mentioned, I'm here to represent Colorado Asian Pacific United. We are a nonprofit that is focused on storytelling. We do a lot of work in unearthing, celebrating, and memorializing suppressed and erased narratives from the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander communities. We do a lot of work around narrative. So we're thinking about how often has our stories been completely erased and not told at all, and how often has it been told by others? And we really grapple with the question, and we try to make a reality of what does it mean when we can tell our own stories? And so our story actually starts with the Chinatown, and Dr. Wei features quite prominently in it because he is also a founding member of CAPU. We started meeting with a group of community members and leaders around 2020 because we're talking about this plaque specifically. We're talking about what can we do to remove this plaque. At the time, there was no physical evidence that there used to be a Chinatown. If you are from Denver, or if you visited downtown Denver, you probably have passed the remnants of historic Chinatown, but might have never noticed it was there. There's no long-standing architecture, there's no generational businesses, really nothing to indicate it except for that plaque, which was problematic to say the least. So we started meeting, this was during the pandemic, so we're meeting over Zoom, and we're talking about what do we need to do to take down this plaque. And we were running up into roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. And we were just meeting every week for a while saying, well, any updates from you? No, any updates from you? And so we decided, okay, we should start thinking about what else? What else do we want to see other than the plaque being removed? What does restitution actually look like? What does it mean for this memory to continue on in a way that lives in the public sphere? And so we talked about what if we did murals, what if we did markers, what if we tried to revitalize what used to be Chinatown. And all of this advocacy work helped lead us to the apology that Dr. Wei was talking about when Mayor Michael Hancock had apologized for the mishandling of the anti-Chinese race riot. This was actually the 5th apology of its kind in the entire United States. It was the first apology of its kind outside of California. And if you know anything about Colorado, you'll know that our Asian American population is quite smaller than California. So it's definitely something that we were really excited about. It was actually only after we got that apology that received national news that we finally were able to remove the plaque. It took us 2 years. You would imagine that something that was about yay big would not take that long, but it definitely did. So some people we were snail mailing, we were calling, we were texting, that would not get back to us because they did not want the plaque removed. In its place, we have installed 3 historical markers in key locations across Chinatown that people can view to learn about the history. We have 2 murals that celebrate the history and the resilience of the diaspora done by local artists. And we currently have an exhibition at History Colorado called Where is Denver's Chinatown? It actually closes very soon, so I highly recommend that you take a look at it if you can. It was done in a truly co-curatorial process, which isn't very common these days when it comes to history museums. This means that the descendants of the Chinatown were a part of the process every step of the way, that they decided what stories that they wanted to tell, that they decided what artifacts or family heirlooms should be in the exhibition itself. We also have a free documentary online called Reclaiming Denver's Chinatown. This was done in partnership with the city of Denver. It's really wonderfully done. Again, it really does focus on the family's lives as the overarching narrative to tell the larger Chinese immigration story. Right now, we are pursuing different ways of memorializing this work. We are also doing a professional survey where archaeologists and the session researchers help us identify buildings that were actually a part of the Chinatown so we can potentially nominate them for historical designation. We're working on revitalizing the alleyway, the entire length of the alleyway actually, to be a place where pedestrians can enjoy and walk through and see installations about the Chinatown, murals, and also hopefully having events in that space. That one's been a really big project. We started by this work of removing a plaque. A project like revitalizing an alleyway is a multi-million-dollar project, so I'm excited to say that we've been scaling. We're not there yet, but we dream big. We're also working on that museum, which again would be the first AANHPI Arts, History, and Culture Museum of its kind within the Rocky Mountain region. So even though sometimes folks think that Colorado is sort of just in a flyover middle state, we still have lots of big hitters here, if I can say that, And we don't only do work within the Chinese American communities, we also do a lot of work in our Little Saigon area. So we are currently in the process of opening up an exhibition, also at History Colorado. We have a feature-length documentary that we release next year. And we also are starting our work into Asian adoptees, storytelling, as well as Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander. We actually have a plug Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander volleyball tournament that is coming up soon. If you know any Pacific Islanders that like to play volleyball, please send them our way. And the fun part of the storytelling aspect is we're going to use sports casting as our storytelling method. And I think I'm running up at the end of my time, and so I just am really grateful to be in this space with y'all and really exploring different types of story through different mediums, and really want to leave folks with thinking about how narrative plays a role in our lives and how it really shapes how we move through society and who does and who does not have power. So thanks y'all, and appreciate being here. Have a good rest of your night.